If you're anything like me, you've probably had moments in your life where you've played it safe, where you've opted for the sure thing instead of taking a risk. But here's the thing, being safe is one of the riskiest things you can do. In this episode, we're going to explore why taking risk is so essential to your success and how you can build the courage to step outside your comfort zone. Welcome to the Marsh Buice podcast. Learn how to embrace uncertainty, handle the adversity, and never settle again using 5 core skills. They all start with the letter C to make it easy: communication, curiosity, creativity, continuous learning and action, and productive confrontation. Consistently ranked as one of the top 3% podcasts in our category. Be sure and subscribe to not miss any future episodes on your favorite podcast app, or you can go right there to marshbuice.com. That's MARSHBUICE. Now let's not delay. Let's get on with today's episode. Overthinking is going to lead you to underdoing in life. Don't overthink. Don't underdo. I'm around a lot of people who overthink. They tend to just think about every possible scenario. But that overthinking is what's going to eat you alive. You're going to end up just shrinking into mediocrity in life, man. Sitting there, what ifing yourself to death and all these kind of different scenarios, you could play it out 30,000 kind of different ways. And I promise you this, the one that you did not factor in is the one that you're going to come across. So you might as well just push off and get out there anyway. Look, if you knew with certainty what the outcome would be before you even took a step, your faith would be too little and your ambitions are too low. You got to think about that, man. I mean, if you knew the absolute outcome, well, I'm not going to take a step until I do, you're that's not even faith. I wouldn't even say the faith is too little. It's actually you got no faith at all because it's already a sure thing. And then if you were to take the step, but there's a 90% probability that it's going to work for you, then your ambitions are too low, man. You got to get out there and you got to risk. Risk is the safest thing you can do. Being safe is the worst thing you can do. It's the riskiest thing you can do because when you play it safe, you limit your options. When you take the risk, you actually create options. Sounds crazy. And when I tell people that, they're like, huh? Yeah, it's true. But the thing that so many people are terrified of is failing. But failing is a process. Failure is an identity. Always make it a process. It's just part of learning. It's part of becoming. It's part of growing in life. It's part of making sure that you have no regrets in life. You've got to push off. You've got to get out there, man. Your dreams, your dreams are fueled by faith. That's what makes your dreams go. Faith, not knowing what the outcome was going to be, not knowing if you have enough in the tank, not knowing if you are fully capable of doing this, not knowing if someone is going to help you out, not knowing if you have all the resources. That's what faith is all about. But you do know this, I can take one more step. And then once I take that step, then I say, okay, I think I could take one more step as well. You're not going to have all you need. You're not going to have all the answers. You are going to have, let me warn you now, you're going to have just enough to make the journey. And you're going to pick up just enough, just in the nick of time, in the 11th hour, right at the right time, whether it be resources, whether it be a phone call, whether it be something coming in the mail, something unexpected, some sort of coincidental contact. What's the saying? Coincidence is God's way of staying anonymous. It's you get rewarded, man, because you put the effort out there and you walked out there with uncertainty and you took that leap. Dude, I left in 1998. I left a sure paying job. Finally, I got my feet on the ground. I was earning a steady paycheck. I wasn't having to call home, every month because the repo man was chasing me. So I needed my parents to bail out a grown ass man to pay the repo man so I wouldn't get my truck repossessed. I was finally earning a sure paycheck. And I stepped out and then I burned the boats, man. I stepped out on faith and I said, let me try this sales thing. And I'd never sold before. I didn't even know if I could do it. Yet I took the leap. And when I called home and told them, they were like, here we go again, man. But That was 1998. This is 2023. I'm still in sales and I'm very successful. I'm more successful than all of my family who were all college graduates. That's what it's all about, man. It's the big risk that I take. The question that you have to consider when you're stepping out there is, can you afford to fail? And can you afford to fail at scale? Meaning that if you failed, it would be bad, but it wouldn't be the worst case. In other words, you could recover and still move forward. And, it's distasteful. It would be uncomfortable, yet I wouldn't die from it. I wouldn't be sitting on a park bench somewhere. If you play that situation out and it is a worst case scenario, then just simply adjust it down to a part that you can afford to fail at scale, meaning that it would be bad. Not that you want it, but it would be bad. It's something that you got to consider. It would be bad, but you can still recover. I could still move forward. It may take me a while to recover, but I could do it. For instance, if you were starting a business, I wouldn't advise you, man, to bet the house and cash out your 401k and put everything on this one decision to work. I wouldn't advise that at all. I wouldn't bet the house, but I would bet a room. Meaning, instead of cashing out the full equity in your home, cash out 50 grand, borrow against your 401k, sell some of your Tesla stock. I don't know. But do it to the point where if you defaulted, your credit may be bad, but in 4 to 6 years, you could recover. If you defaulted on the 401k, they would take the other half of the 401k that's already in there and pay that off. And you would just have to build the 401k back. If you sold your sure thing stock, well, you took care of it and hey, you paid for the business. It didn't work. Okay, you lost out on the future profits, but you can buy more stock. There's going to be other dips. There's going to be other chances that you can jump back in and buy some more. But see, that's the thing. That's where you can fail at scale. You can recover from those things. You would have assets in order to move forward. May not be a lot, may have to, tighten up some things, or maybe a lot of things, but you would still be able to recover. That way you could still move forward, but you wouldn't have to move out. And your teenagers wouldn't have to share a room together. All right. Step out there with some uncertainty, man. You have so many opportunities out there, but opportunities do not come wrapped in sure things. It's the uncertainty. It's the ones who have the cojones to step out there and say, I'm going for it. And if I fail, it's okay. It'll be bad, but it's not the worst. I can recover and I'll have zero regrets. Faith and uncertainty really go hand in hand. And while it can be scary to pursue your dreams without a clear roadmap, having faith in yourself and your abilities is what's going to give you the courage to take the first step. Just trust that you have what it takes to figure it out along the way. So here's your key takeaway that I never want you to leave an episode without really giving it some thought and just jumping on to the next thing or going about your day. I want you to really just ask yourself this self-reflective question. What's one area of my life where I've been playing it safe and I've been avoiding taking risk? And then what is just one step, just one? What is one step that you can take to step outside your comfort zone and start pursuing your dreams? You're going to find that the thing that you're most fearful of, when you bust through it, you're going to be like, that wasn't so bad. You're not going to die from it. It's going to boost your confidence and you're going to be on to the next thing. Remember, the greatest sale that you will ever make is to sell you on you, because you're more than enough. Keep it simple, keep it moving, never settle, keep selling. Thanks for sharing today's episode with someone who needs it, and I'll see you back here next time on the Marsh Buice podcast.